so grateful to be a part of this. I was not aware that I was going to speak, but that's okay. I don't mind. And so to give you a little bit of background about myself, so I started Be Beautiful. It's actually a nonprofit, and we help young girls between the ages of 13 through 19, and we help them find support and purpose for their everyday life. And the part that we come in when it comes to mental health is because one of the things that we advocate for is mental health, right? Suicide prevention. And it's very near and dear to my heart because it's something that I struggled with myself. And I think that within the minority communities, it is definitely a stigma. And I think it's because we just lack education in it, right? And so as I was telling this young lady right here, we were talking about it. And I was just sharing with her a little bit about my story, and I was telling her, I was sharing with my mom that, you know, I was thinking about going to this event, and it's going to be a lot of Asian people, and she was like, I don't know. She was like, I just don't know how they're going to respond to that. And I was like, well, I really don't care, right? Because if I believe that God has sent me to that, I'm going to do it. And she was like, I'm just worried about the older generation, the older people. And I said, yeah, it was like the younger generation, the first generation Americans that were born here, right? The Asian Americans. I was like, yeah, they kind of get it because we're becoming educated about it. You know, we're learning more about ourselves, our emotions, how can we handle it. I was like, and it's the older generation that is kind of ashamed of it, right? We look at it as a weakness. Like if we're going through something, like I recently told a friend of mine, because I was going through something myself, right? But I'm up here too, because I have to continue to push forward. So I told her, I said, I feel like I cannot escape. That's how I felt. And I was like, I just feel like I'm drowning. And she just didn't know what to say. So I think that it's important for organizations like hers, mine, the other local ones, right? American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, right? NAMI, or is it NAMI? We all come together and we just try to educate the communities, the youth, the minority communities. You know, the leading cause of death the 12 leading cause of death is suicide. And between men and women it's more common for women to attempt, but it's actually men are the ones that complete, right? Because the thing is, we all know that it's more difficult for men to talk about these things. You know, us women, we have a hard time too, but we're just created differently, so we know how to open up a little bit more, but it's hard for men, you know, and it kind of reminded me when she was talking about her son. And you don't want people to look at you a certain way. And so I was thinking that one of the things, like this is kind of a personal environment, so I kind of want to just, let's have like an open conversation, if that's okay, right? So I was thinking, okay, so what are some of the things that we can do to help our mental health, right? So, for example, for me, I like to work out. No, you know what? I won't say I like to work out. I work out because it helps me with my stress, right? So that is one thing that I know will help me with my mental being. So that's where we have the Walk for Hope. So we have the Walk for Hope every year, which Be Beautiful holds, okay? And we are promoting an active lifestyle, but we are also bringing out mental awareness and educating the communities, the youth and the minority communities about this. And so what I want to do is pass the mic, or just to anyone, let's share ideas, right? What are some of the things, positive, healthy things that we do for our mental being? Yes, journal. Journal is great. I did this as a teen. Like that was very therapeutic for me, right? I used to write poetry. That just kind of helped me to manage through my emotions. So yes, journaling. Anyone else? Yes. Okay, so sewing, right? So something sobbing, right? That kind of gets you in that mind frame where you're kind of just forgetting things. Yeah.
I was going to share that I recently took up meditation. So, with the loss of my son and my grandson's mom, I have several friends that I know that I'm close to that have lost children. And to lose a child is beyond imaginable, and it's pain that I deal with. I have good days, and I have bad days, I have happy days. But if I get up in the morning before everybody else gets up and I just meditate and I talk to God and I let it out, I feel better. It's very hard to try to explain to people what it is to lose a child. But when you hear that someone else has lost a child, you know what they're going through. You know the emotions they're getting ready to go through. I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm crying, I'm angry, get away from me. It's a lot to deal with, and your endorphins are all over the place. So I chose meditation, trying to get back into yoga, but slowly but surely. There's someone else that wants to speak about their loved one and dealing with mental health. And that's what today is all about. Don't be afraid to say something. Someone here has lost someone, and you have something that you really want to say. We're all here to share.
I really didn't want to say anything, but my husband asked me to share this. First of all, I want to thank you guys for allowing me to share this, and thank everyone that is here, and especially you, Shawana, because I have my two granddaughters. I have twin granddaughters, and then I have an older granddaughter that has mental health. And just like the young lady said over there, us older generation, we're not used to mental health. Back in our day, they had an institution. Okay, they closed that institution. Then all those people that had mental issues were put on the streets. And mental health was just, who cares? But now it's so many people that have mental illnesses that are in families you don't even realize. Because I didn't actually know that my granddaughters had mental issues. They were almost adults. My oldest granddaughter, I'm talking between these two, her name is Casey Anderson. And we didn't realize that she had an issue until she was about 18. And she started acting out, just crazy things. And we were like, well, what's going on? Well, none of us was used to dealing with mental issues and mental health, and we didn't know. And I told my daughter, I said, there's something going on with Sweetie. We call her Sweetie. And, there's nothing going on with her. She's just acting out. Because that's what you think. If she didn't grow up like Marquise acting any different, she was a normal little girl. But then as she got to be a young adult, that's when it started coming out. And then just going from one thing, I'm just going to make it short, one extreme to the other. So I just started kind of researching and come to find out she had schizophrenia. It was mania, schizophrenia, bipolar. And what that is that she would hear voices. These voices would talk to her and tell her different things. I was telling my daughter, oh, no. So finally we got her some help, and she got on medication. She don't want to take the medication. She'll go off and come back, go off. And that schizophrenia, bipolar mental illness is that they go in and out. And she's the type of child that was a very smart young lady, so you really couldn't tell she was smart. She was always reading, always learning, always doing this. But then when she started getting that, and come to find out, after doing research, it comes on young adults. When they're children, they're fine. But when they get to be teenagers and young adults, if they go through a trauma, that's when it comes out. And Sweetie was doing so many go to job corps. She went to job corps. When she came back from job corps, she was full-blown mental. So, you know, my husband knows we're in and out, chasing her here, going to get her here, doing this.